Senator Manchin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Dr. Carter, thank you so much for, first of all the service you've given, having such an esteemed senator introducing you. That shows your intelligence there. And next of all, willing to serve at this most difficult time. I appreciate all of that because I know how difficult it is. Let me go. We had an unusual day yesterday, and we got to speak to King Abdullah. And without revealing too much about, I'm sure that you've been briefed on that, but the bottom line was this. We're all concerned, I think, that our chairman is taking the lead on this, how we're going to accelerate what we do and what we think in this committee of how quick we can get necessary military equipment to the people willing to fight, and the Jordanians are willing to fight. And about the red tape, I just couldn't believe what I heard yesterday, all the red tape that they have to go through to get something on the front lines to help them defend themselves. I didn't hear so much they need our combat troops. They need our expertise and our people in the right places to make sure we're efficient. They just need the weapons to do the job. Do you have thoughts on that or how you can help us on that and break through this gridlock?
I do, and I don't know what you heard, but I could well believe what you heard because I have a long experience of frustration with getting equipment to the warfighter, our warfighters, never mind partner warfighters, on time. This is an element that that is important when we talk about acquisition reform. The cost control is very important, but also getting things done. When I was working on the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, it was, even for Americans, assistance to our own forces, way too much red tape stood in the way, and you had to constantly try to cut through that. And I guess in the context of the Jordanian circumstance, which I'm not familiar with, I'm sure you know more about it on the committee than I would as a nominee, but I do read the newspapers and I understand the need, and I can well believe that it's slower than King Abdullah finds acceptable and that you and I would find acceptable. And I guess all I can say is if I'm confirmed as Secretary of Defense, this is one I'm pretty familiar with, and I'd work to get those things out there the way we did MRAPs.
It seems like the greatest challenge is coming out of the State Department, and we're going to help and work on that, I think, and the Chairman's committed to that, and the ranking member and all of us are on the same page. This is not a partisan thing. This is basically an American thing we want to get done. If I can go to that, basically in the auditing, I'm very concerned about the cost of our military and what if it's being spent efficiently. There's not a person in West Virginia, not a person in the country that won't sacrifice for a person in uniform. Not one. They'll give up something. They'll pay more taxes. They'll do whatever you ask them. But we've got to make sure we're spending it wisely, and I think that our chairman has been very diligent on this for many, many years, and I'm concerned. I'm also concerned, we don't touch on this, is the size of the staff. If you look at the size of the staff and how they double and quadruple, and every time we get a new change, the staff, and we don't talk about that, we just talk about our readiness and having people able to perform, but no one's checking the staff sizes. And I'm told from people on top, they don't need these sizes, but no one can get rid of them. Put them back on where they're needed, and also using our guard and reserves. But the staff size, that's something you will have oversight on?
It absolutely will. And I agree with you. We need acquisition reform, but we need reform lots of other things too. Overhead, headquarters staffs, lots of parts of the department for just the reason you said.
And let me tell you why the audit is so important, why I'm so committed to having an audit of the Defense Department. I think we can help you help yourself of the institution. And the reason I say that is there's a lot of things that you're doing that sometimes you don't ask for, you don't want. There's equipment being sent your way. There's things being produced in different parts of the country just because of who we are. We want to make sure that our people are getting the jobs. I agree to that, but I can tell you, if there's something we're building in West Virginia you don't need, I'll be the first and go and tell them we're going to find something else to do, because we're not going to force you to buy something you don't need or don't want. And I think we all have got to bite the bullet there, but we've got to look at this, and we won't know unless we have an audit. And I would hope that you're committed to helping us get that audit and a complete transparency of what's going on, and also the contractors. I've been here 4 years, cannot get an accurate count of how many contractors that we have and what branches.
Thank you. I am committed on the audit front. I understand what you're saying about contractors and agree with that as well. And I appreciate what you say about us working together to make sure that we buy what we need and that we buy it well.
Thank you, sir.